Dune is a science fiction film that was released in 2021. It is directed by Denis Villeneuve and stars an ensemble cast including Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Zendaya, Jason Momoa, and Javier Bardem. The film is based on the 1965 novel of the same name by Frank Herbert and is set in a distant future in which humanity has spread across the galaxy and formed various empires. The story follows the young nobleman Paul Atreides, Chalamet, as he travels to the desert planet of Arrakis, which is the only source of the valuable substance known as spice. However, his family is soon embroiled in a power struggle with other noble houses and the native inhabitants of Arrakis, the Freemen. Dune received critical acclaim for its stunning visuals, intricate world building, and strong performances. The film was praised for its faithful adaptation of the source material, as well as its ability to stand on its own as a compelling piece of cinema. A sequel, titled Dune, Part 2, is currently in development. Dune is a highly anticipated science fiction film that has captured the imagination of fans of the genre and general audiences alike. The story of Dune is a rich tapestry of political intrigue, religious prophecy, and ecological themes, set against a backdrop of epic battles and incredible visuals. The film is directed by Denis Villeneuve, who is known for his visionary approach to filmmaking, and features a talented cast of actors who bring their characters to life with skill and nuance. With its complex world-building and compelling story, Dune is a must-see movie for fans of science fiction and anyone who enjoys thought-provoking cinema. The beginning of Dune, 2021, opens with a voiceover from the character of Princess Irulan, played by Zendaya, who introduces the audience to the universe in which the story takes place. She explains that humanity has spread throughout the galaxy and formed various noble houses, each of which vies for power and control. The story then introduces us to the Atreides family, who are preparing to leave their home planet of Caladan for the desert planet of Arrakis. Duke Leto Atreides, Oscar Isaac, has been tasked by the Emperor to oversee the production of the valuable substance known as spice, which can only be found on Arrakis. As the Atreides family prepares to depart, we are introduced to Leto's son and heir, Paul, Timothée Chalamet, who is plagued by visions of a mysterious young woman, Zendaya, and has a deep connection to the desert planet of Arrakis. The story then follows the Atreides family as they arrive on Arrakis and become embroiled in a power struggle with their rivals, the Harkonnens, and the native inhabitants of Arrakis, the Freemen. Overall, the beginning of Dune sets the stage for the epic story that is to come, introducing the audience to the complex political landscape and the central characters who will drive the narrative forward. As the Atreides family begins their operations on Arrakis, they encounter resistance from the Harkonnens, who have a long-standing feud with the Atreides. The situation escalates when the Harkonnens launch a surprise attack on the Atreides, leading to a devastating battle in which many lives are lost. Amidst the chaos, Paul discovers that he has a unique connection to the Freemen, the native inhabitants of Arrakis, and begins to learn about their culture and their fight for freedom from imperial rule. He also continues to experience visions of the mysterious young woman, who he later learns is named Chani, Zendaya. As the story progresses, we see the Atreides family's relationships with other noble houses and the Emperor become strained, leading to political alliances and betrayals. Meanwhile, Paul's growing abilities and connection to the Freemen make him a key player in the unfolding conflict on Arrakis. The middle of Dune builds tension and momentum, setting the stage for the film's climactic finale. The audience is drawn into the high stakes of the story and invested in the fates of the characters as they navigate the complex political landscape of the Dune universe. As the Atreides and Freeman forces unite against the Harkonnens and their imperial backers, a fierce battle ensues. The audience sees various characters fighting for their lives and their beliefs, including Paul, his mother Lady Jessica, Rebecca Ferguson, the Freeman leader Stilgar, Javier Bardem, and the Atreides soldiers. The battle takes place in the heart of the desert, with sandstorms and fierce winds adding to the chaos. The action is punctuated by moments of tension and emotion, as characters face life-or-death situations and make difficult choices. As the battle reaches its climax, Paul is confronted by the leader of the Harkonnens, Baron Vladimir, Stellan Skarsgård. In a dramatic showdown, Paul's growing powers and connection to the desert environment give him an edge in the fight, but he must also confront his own fears and doubts. Ultimately, the battle concludes with a decisive victory for the Atreides and the Fremen. However, the consequences of the conflict and the revelations that come to light in its aftermath set the stage for the continuation of the story in future installments. After the climactic battle, Paul is hailed as a hero by the Fremen, and he takes on a new role as their leader. He and Lady Jessica are shown standing atop a cliff, overlooking the desert landscape. Paul reflects on his journey and the choices he has made, while Lady Jessica speaks to him about the responsibility that comes with leadership. As the scene comes to a close, the camera zooms out to show the vastness of the desert and the planet Arrakis. The audience is left with a sense of the enormity of the story and the universe it inhabits. The final scene of Dune is a fitting conclusion to the film's story arc, offering closure for the characters while also leaving open the possibility of further exploration in future films. The scene reinforces the central themes of the story, including the cost of power, the importance of leadership, and the struggle for freedom and justice. Director Denis Villeneuve initially turned down the opportunity to direct Dune several times before finally accepting. He felt that the project was too daunting and that he wasn't sure if he could do justice to the source material. The film's production designer, Patrice Vermette, spent over a year creating the sets and props for the film, drawing inspiration from a wide range of sources including sci-fi art, ancient cultures, and modern architecture. Timothée Chalamet, who plays the lead role of Paul Atreides, underwent intense physical training for the role, including weightlifting, boxing, and martial arts. He also spent time learning how to ride a horse and how to handle a knife. The film's musical score was composed by Hans Zimmer, who created a unique sound for each of the main characters, using instruments from different cultures to reflect their personalities and backgrounds. The film features an ensemble cast of well-known actors, including Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem, and Zendaya. The film's sandworms, which are a central feature of the story, were created using a combination of CGI and practical effects. The team behind the effects spent months designing and refining the creatures to make them as realistic and terrifying as possible. Dune is based on a novel by Frank Herbert, which has been adapted into various forms of media over the years, including a film by David Lynch in 1984. Denis Villeneuve has stated that he wanted to create a faithful adaptation of the book that would honor its complex themes and characters. The film has been praised for its stunning visual effects, powerful performances from the cast, and its faithful adaptation of the complex source material. Denis Villeneuve's direction has been particularly lauded for his ability to balance action and spectacle with character development and world building. The film's score by Hans Zimmer has also received high praise for its unique and evocative sound. However, some critics have noted that the film's dense narrative and numerous characters may be challenging for some viewers to follow. Additionally, as Dune is only the first part of a planned two-part adaptation, some viewers have expressed disappointment that the story is left unresolved. Overall, Dune is a visually stunning and ambitious sci-fi epic that has captivated audiences and critics alike. Its strong performances, intricate world-building, and themes of power, leadership, and destiny make it a thought-provoking and engaging cinematic experience.